Hello and welcome to the David and Nino's podcast. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Nino.
And we're back from vacation. We've been gone a while. We miss you. And thank you, everybody. We got a lot of feedback while we was gone. Thank you for listening. So everybody, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. So, Nino, what's been going on? How was your vacation?
It was pretty good, man. I had to take care of a few things. I'm almost out the water, but hey, I miss you, fans, and I'm glad to be back. Thank you for holding in there. Thank you for holding us down. Like David say, hit that like for the subscription, and we finna get back at it.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. There's been a lot going on in the news. We had one of the biggest fights of the year that went on the other day. We have the Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders steady making history. We got Dallas Cowboys news to get at. And we got the latest on Puff Daddy. So let's get started. Last night, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight finally happened. And Netflix had it. And Netflix had all kind of streaming problems. People said that a lot of times the fight got froze, and it was fuzzy. They didn't get to see it right. But today Netflix announced that the fight was a success. Over 60 million people streamed the fight. It made a lot of money for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. We've seen a lot of celebrities at the fight. Jerry Jones, Michael Irvin was there, along with a lot of important people. And the fight, it went on to mixed reviews. So we're gonna talk about it. If y'all didn't see it, Jake Paul won the fight, unanimous decision. So, and a lot of people are talking about, should Mike Tyson had even fought? But first, Nino, give me your take on the fight.
Well, David, as I seen it, and I appreciated the viewership and everything. First of all, I'm going to salute Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson is a big factor in the boxing game. I appreciate him coming out there with the effort and everything. First of all, the man is 58 years old, so he's given up almost 30 years or whatever. I think Jake Paul is 27. So I give props to him for trying, though that Mike, age can be a difference. It seemed like Mike was kind of hurt because I seen a big brace on his knee. But I will give effort. The first round when I seen came out, Mike landed first. And I was kind of encouraged then. But as the first round went through and it ended, and I seen Mike going back to the corner, then that's when I seen him start to breathe. And so right there was the fact that I was saying, well, I know the mind might say something, but the body with the age can do a different thing. So right there, that first round, David, get it started, that's when I kind of said, well, I know how much Mike Tyson is, but maybe this is going to be a little much. What you think about it?
Yeah, Mike came out. We saw flashes of the old Mike.
Mm-hmm.
He made a lot of maneuvers he did back when he was the Iron Mike that we know. And had he connected on a couple of those, the fight might have went a little different.
Absolutely.
It seemed like he lost all of his energy after that first round. You know, it's like his age caught up to him. And I saw, just like what Nino said, we saw a lot of warning signs from the beginning with the brace on his knee. And Mike is not one to complain or to use anything as an excuse. But as we watched him come out, he seemed a little different. It seemed like he was trying to mask some pain that he was having and didn't want anybody to know it. And the way he was moving after he exerted all of his energy in the first couple of minutes of the first round, then we were able to see that it was something bothering Mike. It was, his leg was not there, and he looked like an old man, you know.
Yes, he seemed to look a little bit lethargic, because if y'all know Mike Tyson is good with maneuvering. Jake Paul is a tall guy, so as I seen it, Mike couldn't get under him and go with the body attack like he wanted to. But it just seemed that Mike was, I think when he got in there, he landed a punch, but then I say, like Dave was saying, maybe he just had so many injuries that, you know, Mike not the one gonna get an excuse. That's why I love him. He not gonna get an excuse and everything. But it just seemed like he was like, well, I got so much to succumb from. But I will say this. Now, when he tagged Jake Paul with that first one, aggressive as Jake Paul came out, you could see Jake Paul starting to bag up and like feel the wrath. Because no matter what, Mike Tyson 58 years old, but I even remember Roy Jones Jr. said, when Mike Tyson hit you, it feel like a horse done hit you.
Oh yeah, he felt that. When Mike hit him the first couple of times, he realized he was in there with a tiger, just like what Mike said. He is a tiger. Mm-hmm. But he ran out of steam. And then he started doing some things that we hadn't seen before. And he said after the fight, he explained it after the fight. But when we were watching the fight, we was thinking that he was having trouble breathing when he was steady. At first we thought he was biting his mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. And to come to find out he was biting his glove. And it went on throughout the fight. In the middle of throwing combinations and defending himself, he would be biting his gloves. And we was really perplexed behind that.
Dave, did he say like he had a fixation for that or something like that?
He told us that after the fight. After everybody was concerned on why was he doing that. And he explained it after the fight. He said that he had a biting fixation. Mm-hmm. And that explains why he bit Evander Holyfield's ear. But we never seen it. We never saw it happen in a fight before. And Mike said he'd do that. And even Roy Jones was commenting during the fight that he'd never seen Mike do that. And we didn't know what was going on with that. And then, as much as it was told about how Mike was training hard, it looked like Mike didn't train hard. You know,
properly.
I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, because it was said that Mike would spar every day 8 rounds, but as I seen it, seemed like, and then I guess this can go back to the problem with his legs. Mike looked like he needed to do road work, like running, because it seemed like his endurance was bad and it was down. Like, because you can spar and battle, but you have to get your cardio, and like his cardio wasn't up right. Because I know Mike was like, well, I probably can go in here and I'm gonna try to land this big shot and I'm gonna drop him. But it looked like his cardio was very subpar. Don't you think so?
Yeah, Mike didn't train like we thought he did. We were led to believe that Mike was in a lot better shape. Mm-hmm. And it showed that he wasn't. And maybe it was his age. But we had people that was in the crowd and reported back to us telling us that Mike looked like he had been smoking marijuana. Mm-hmm. You know, he's heavy into the cannabis industry. And other people said that, you know, it looked like he might have been on, you know, something else or whatever. But one thing we do know about Mike's a warrior, but Mike has always said that he smokes marijuana and he'll do it whenever. And it seemed like he was high out there while he was boxing. I don't know if that contributed to it, but we know his age is a factor. Mm-hmm. And he showed his age in the fight. We got to admit that. Mike looked like an old man, and we just gonna be straight about it.
A shell of himself.
Mike should have never been out there. Mm-hmm. It was an embarrassment. Mm-hmm. It was an embarrassment, and I got to applaud Jake Paul. I applaud Jake Paul because he did not beat the crap out of Mike Tyson.
He could have destroyed it.
He could. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have been able to show his face anywhere after destroying Mike Tyson, and that probably was a factor because he know Mike Tyson is still revered. He knows that was not the Mike Tyson that he fought. He was fighting a man that was a shell of himself, a man who was courageous enough at 58 years old to fight a young man, you know? Yeah,
David, and also was said that Jake Paul's dad, when he was when he was coming up, he used to watch the fight. Mike Tyson was his favorite fighter, so I believe possibly Jake Paul took that in recognition too. But yes, I applaud Jake Paul too, because he really could have hurt Mike. He really could have hurt Mike bad, but he paid homage to the man. And even Jake Paul, after the fight was over, he gave out props and everything. So yeah, I hear that too. But Mike he wasn't himself. And then I was going to ask you, Dave, remember we were looking at the end and they asked Mike, okay, so what you think? You going to try to do this again? Now, me, myself, I wouldn't. But I remember Mike say, well, you never know. So,
Yeah, Mike even challenged his brother. He said that, hey, maybe I'll fight your brother. Now, I hope now, since he have a day to think about it, I hope Mike realized that that's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
That's not a good idea. Now, everybody was chiming in saying that Mike should have never did this in the first place. And that brings us to a question of whether, is there an age on this? We know social media and television like to see sensational stuff. And to watch Mike Tyson at 58 fight, and everybody really wanted to see either Mike Tyson win or Mike Tyson get the crap beat out of him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get that, and they were mad. They were booing in the audience, because they felt like Jake Paul did not act professional by not fighting hard against Mike. We had people pay big money to see a fight. And when you go to a fight, you want to see a tough fight. You want to see a knockout, no matter who it is. So is it right to take it easy on an old man in a fight, especially when the old man challenges you?
No, because I'm thinking if the roles were reversed and Mike Tyson would have been the one that been Jake Paul's shoes, you think Mike Tyson would have let up? Mike Tyson would have tried to knock his block off. And think about this too. People betted on Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
If I had money, I would have betted on Mike Tyson. And I just wasn't betting on Mike Tyson. In my heart, I thought Mike Tyson really was going to drop him, because I know Iron Mike, and I know the age was a discrepancy, but I'm wholly thinking, okay, well, Mike just going to get off that one shot that's going to land. But I would say, you just asked, should they do that, or should you fight somebody again at a certain age? No, I think now that once your time has come and you have your greatness, let it go, man, because you're going to get hurt. Don't try that no more, man. Mike, you are great. You got a legacy. You're a legend. You have been an icon. But I would advise you, don't get back in the ring no more.
Well, the integrity is out of any matches with Mike Tyson, because of the fact that you have people out of respect not wanting to fight their hardest, which,
right.
Which, well, that like you said, there was a lot of money bet on the fight. And you had people betting that Jake Paul win in this round or that round. Mm-hmm. And everyone saw that he could have took Mike in several rounds, but didn't. So where is the integrity in fighting at this point, especially in this unsanctioned type of a setting, to where you could stage something like this? The man said, "Oh, this was my hero." It seemed like after the fight there was a love affair. It was like he sung Mike Tyson's praise like they both are going to laugh all the way to the bank.
And you know what, David, you're right, because I had got 2 calls from friends of mine that that's the biggest thing they brought up. Oh, man, this is staged, man. This is too much. This is staged, because Jake Paul didn't beat his brains out. Jake Paul was too nice. And I know you pay respect and everything, but the first thing about it was like, this is staged, because first of all, Jake Paul didn't handle his business, and it was staged because, secondly, Mike Tyson shouldn't have been in there in the first place.
Shouldn't have been in there in the first place. But he knocking out sparring partners. People is saying how, Mike still had it. Mike going out there with an injury that should have been reported.
Absolutely.
Should have been reported. That would have made a lot of people take their bets down or not bet or change the way they bet. But according to reports that we getting and what was seen firsthand, Mike was injured boxing, and the fight should have been postponed. If it had been a sanctioned fight, it would have been postponed because his injury would have had to been declared, and we would have known that we had an injured boxer, a flawed boxer, and someone, he's a senior citizen, fighting against a 27-year-old, and he's hurt.
Yeah, David, the first postponement was because of the ulcers, right? Yeah.
So now, Mike Tyson, because of maybe he won this payday, he felt that if he postponed it again, there would be no interest in the fight. So he's going to go on, which makes me believe that Jake Paul knew also that Mike Tyson was injured and did not knock him out because of the fact that they had a gentleman's agreement here. That, okay, we're going to take this money. You know I'm injured right now, and I can't really put up a good fight, but we got to go through with it because right now we're at the 0 hour and we can't postpone it. So basically, that's what it seemed like. And that's why you had a lot of people in the arena that was booing. And they was booing because they wanted to see Mike Tyson knocked out. Once they saw Mike Tyson was defenseless, the same way we would see any other boxer that's still boxing, that's out there fighting, we want to see him knocked out. And Mike Tyson should not have been any exception. So I would say to Mike Tyson after the fight, like they asked you, would you want to fight again? And you was hesitant. You should have told him, hell no, I don't want no more of this. Look at my face. You see I'm a shell of myself. It was almost like on the old Superfly movie. Remember, Nino? The guy he said that he could whoop Mike Tyson. And he said, no, man, you can't whoop Mike. He said, I'm talking about Mike Tyson right now. Old flabby Mike Tyson. So basically, Mike Tyson, you got 1 million people saying they can whoop you right now. It's like Suge Knight when he lost all his bodyguards. Everybody was knocking him out.
The guy in the barbershop and everything, they was knocking out Suge Knight. Yeah, I know you're talking about Superfly Snow Patrol. When Juju asked his little partner. Yeah, I remember that.
The barbershop scene. You see, we don't want Mike Tyson to turn into a Deontay Wilder right now.
No.
That would be a travesty. That would really tarnish your legacy. Something like this wouldn't. You know, you didn't get knocked out. You still a tough old guy. You know, you still have your respect. But Mike, I think it's time for you to hang it up. We've seen enough. You know, we don't want to see our heroes laying on the canvas.
You gave us great memories back then, but now it's sometime enough is enough.
It's a new day, Mike. It's a new day. It's Deion Sanders Day. Deion Sanders in Colorado is the talk of the football world.
Yes, sir.
He have everybody captivated. He have star power on the team. I don't know where to begin. You know, you tell me. What you see?
Yes. Today they beat Utah 49-24, and within the last couple of weeks they have ran 40 points. Now, I mean, Coach Prime is just. I mean, you know, like I say, Colorado is NCAA football right now. I mean, you have the Georgias, you have the Alabamas, you have the LSUs, you have the Texas, but everybody eyes is on Boulder, Colorado, and CU. And Shador and them did their thing again today. They are now 8-2, and you know, and you can say Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter, but David, as we seen today, Colorado was loaded. They is loaded. They got athletes. They have wide receivers. The defense is good. Deion Sanders effect. Hey, man, right now, I'm with you like you said one time earlier today. I might want to play Colorado right now.
You know, Deion, I was one of the early critics of Deion.
Me too, brother.
And his coaching ability. You know, I looked at him at Jackson State, how once he got to the big game, he was beaten, and he was beaten badly. I was like, hey, once Deion get in the big leagues, he's gonna really be shown up to not be a real good coach. You know, they're gonna expose all his weaknesses, and we're gonna find he's not an X and O guys. He's just a bunch of flash. And then Deion gets over here, and he had a terrible year last year. You know, he nosedived at the end of the year. It seemed like his offense wasn't innovative. His defense couldn't stop nobody. He had people transferring out left and right. We criticized everything about him, from the way he talked to the media to the way he handled his players. We were saying that there was a mutiny on the team. This is what we're saying, outside looking in. Now look at him this year. Nino, what did you think about the first game when we saw him? What did you think about Deion at that point?
You talking about the exact first game?
Year, yeah, this year.
Oh, this year, who was that against? That was against North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they came out the gates great, because I remember it was that Thursday night. I think it was like September 29th or whatever. And I think they came out great. Now, they're not the team. They're not the team now that they was then, because their defense has gotten much better. They're improving in all three phases. Of course, you know, we got Travis Hunter, who is the #1 consistent Heisman vote runner right now, and of course the great Deion Sanders, who, you know, he's in the Heisman race, but should be maybe the top quarterback coming out. But from September 29th to today, November 16th, I'm sorry, they are way a different team, because they are great in all phases. They have brought in people through the transfer portal. They have brought in old players, I'm not saying old players, but all are not freshmen that have came in and meshed with the team, and now they're doing their thing. They're loaded at wide receiver. All I can remember, I remember saying, and I have said this earlier, is I can remember one thing. Deion said, and you remember this, David, you better get me now.
You better get me now. You better get me now. And he told him that. He told him that. Now it seems like he done plugged up all of his holes that he had. He seemed like he have the fastest team in the league.
Exactly.
I'm talking about he have skilled players at the top of their game at every position.
Every position.
I'm looking at linebacker. I'm talking about offensive, defensive line.
Pass rush.
Oh my goodness. Now, how did this turnaround happen? That's what I want to know, because I thought that Deion, he ran away one of the top cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah, Cormani McClain.
Yeah.
Cormani McClain, yes.
He ran him out. He ran the running back out that had been with him since he was over at True.
Dylan Edwards.
He ran him out. And I'm saying now, Prime, you are showing so much favoritism toward your kids that you running everybody else away. You're not holding them accountable. When come to find out that Deion Sanders is a student of the game.
Yes, sir.
He holds himself accountable.
As a student.
He's a student under Tom Brady. And now we are hearing that he will be the first quarterback taken in the NFL draft. Deion Sanders may have the #1 and 2 player taken. They both going to be All-Americans. And as me and Nino talked about earlier, that Travis Hunter may win a triple crown. The Heisman, Jim Thorpe, and the Blitmakoff Award.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
This man is a freak of nature in football. And he's not their only weapon.
No.
Deion have weapons at every position, Nino.
Yes. What we talking about? Deontay Webster, the young kid today, Dre Miller, and Will Shepard. Then we're gonna talk about the pass rushes and Arden Walker. We're gonna talk about the linebackers and Mikael Green. We're gonna talk about on the other side, that other corner. I forgot his name. He's pretty good too. I like the opposite side of Travis Hunter. I mean, they are loaded, man. Even that running back today broke one. I think he broke for about 40 yards. I can't think of his name, but and still, just like Coach Prime is saying, they haven't played their A game yet, and they are beating teams, because even today they were solid on defense. They were solid on special teams, but Shador and them got going. They started out slow.
Yeah, they started out slow and came on and scored 49 points. 49 points against the best defense
in the Big 12.
In the Big 12. They utterly destroyed them. Utterly destroyed them. With 2 games left in the season, and both games are winnable. They're going to be tough, but both teams have a losing record.
Kansas and Oklahoma State, I think.
Kansas and Oklahoma State. And Kansas is in a dogfight with BYU at 10-10 deep in the third quarter. And Deion is watching this game because he plays Kansas State next, and BYU is on the other side of the bracket, that they would probably have to play in the Big 12 championship.
Well, let me ask you this, David. You right now, is Deion Sanders your coach of the year?
Oh, Deion Sanders is the unanimous coach of the year. If he don't win another game. If he don't win another game.
Yes, sir.
We
I
got to
agree
talk
with
about
you.
that. Yeah, if he don't
I
win
agree
another
with
game.
you on that one.
We forgot to add Deion in
Yeah.
with all of those awards.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be coach of the year.
Definitely.
Along with his son being a top quarterback.
Yeah.
And we all know about Travis Hunter.
Yes.
But then we have some other players that deserve some accolades
Yeah.
that I don't know if they will all get them because of the Deion factor. Deion is a polarizing figure that everybody loves to hate. They don't want to give him his props. Even now, you'll have people that say they don't believe.
Yes, and he said, yeah, because you got to even throw the freshman number 77, the lineman, Jordan Aiden. I mean, he has to be a freshman All-American. He got to make, first, second team freshman All-American. I mean, come on, yeah, but Coach Prime said it. I'm looking at the press conference today. Don't hate on me and penalize these kids. I done played my 14 years. Let it go. And he got a point. Because I'm telling you, Colorado Buffaloes are a machine right now.
Oh, they're a machine. And, there's no doubt that Deion, Coach Prime, Colorado Buffaloes could beat any team in...
Anybody.
Any team right now. The Georgias.
The Alabamas, the Texas, yes.
Yeah. Oh, and I know Deion would love to get a rematch with Oregon. Oh, yeah. Remember he said, you better give me now.
Dan Lanning. I think that's their coach name. Yeah, Dan Lanning.
Yeah. So do you think that Deion's coaching style and with everything he's doing could translate into the NFL, Nino?
I think it could. Only thing I'm thinking about is what kind of was brought up, because he often kind of throwed it out. Actually, it was him and it was somebody else. A lot of times these young players in the NFL, they got so much going on with the social media and where they get their attention span and everything. But again, Deion will tell you, Coach Prime will tell you, I'm a leader of men. So if anybody can grab their attention, I think it would be him. But, I wouldn't mind seeing it, because I think he is a leader of men, but it just so tough. And like he said he would never coach in the NFL, but I think things would change. I would have said never say never. I would have said I can't say I never would. That's just me personally saying, but if the opportunity presents itself. But he said he never would. But for us him coaching in the NFL, I mean, if anybody could do it, I think it could be him. But a lot of these players are just, they grown men too, and they like, what you telling them youngsters in college, you can't tell me.
Yeah. Well, if he could bring Warren Sapp with him, he might could get something going.
Yes, sir.
Warren Sapp, he's one of the unsung
Great
heroes.
I want to get him in there. I'm glad elaborate on Warren Sapp. Yeah.
Hey, I'm like, hey, you watch the game just like me. See, one of the things is Nino is our sports reporter, and he stay on top of all of these things that has to do with sports and Warren Sapp and the Buffaloes. You tell me about Warren Sapp, Nino.
Coach Sapp, yeah, he got that D-line playing crazy. He got the signal. I'm talking about, you can look at the fire in his eyes. If anybody seen the game today, look at Warren Sapp. I mean, he looks in shape. He look like he want to suit up and get out there. You can see it in the eyes, and he's barking, and he got them young defensive tackles they monsters, man. That defensive line, Colorado defensive line is so good now that the defensive tackles are getting pressure on the quarterback. They don't have to blitz. A lot of times it be the linebackers. And I remember last year, they weren't getting no pressure. Coach Sapp, as I mentioned earlier in my last podcast, Kevin Mathis, that played with Deion, he kind of teaches Travis and them. He's over the cornerbacks. And then the linebacker coach, which I don't know her name, but them linebackers, Mekhi Green, and I forget the other one, he got that name, I think he's number 7. They are great too. And let's not forget, Shedeur Sanders is under the great tutors of Pat Shermer, who used to be in the NFL, Cincinnati Bengals. So, think about it. When you at Colorado and you a stud, you getting kind of semi-pro, lessons you getting taught by pros anyway. So now, if you talented right now, I don't think of a better place you can go and play for than Coach Prime.
Yeah, because it seems like Coach Prime, he had the cachet. He is the man. He's the legend.
Mm-hmm.
He has charisma. And it seems like that team has taken on his personality.
Yes, sir.
The defense has taken on Warren Sapp's personality. Mm-hmm. The overall team has taken on Deion's. Deion allows them to have fun, to celebrate.
Yes, sir.
Even the other week when that receiver, they flagged him for throwing up the deuces when he caught that touchdown.
Jimmy Horn Jr.,
Yeah.
when he was there, and Coach Prime, and even Jimmy said, hey, I know I'm going to have to run the next day and everything. And even Coach Prime, like, it's cool, but just don't do it no more. Yeah, Deion, if you put in the work and you a dog, he going to let you clown a little bit now. He going to reprimand you. You going to have to run for it, but the risk will be reward. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, Deion, he was mad at the referee for calling that.
Yeah, yes,
because
he was.
Deion done told his people to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nothing wrong with that. You see, they see it in the NFL. It's entertainment. The fans like it, and because it's Deion, we're gonna hold him to a different standard.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing wrong with that. They just wanted to take away from what Deion's doing. They know Deion has told his kids, hey, I don't mind y'all celebrating, just make sure you get out there and take care of your business.
Mm-hmm. I was told, who you think told Travis to start doing the Heisman pose?
Yeah. They didn't just start this on their own.
No.
Now remember, Deion is the greatest showman on earth.
Absolutely.
And that's why you have people want to play for him. Deion, and he's loyal to his players. And I got to tell you that because you can listen to how Travis Hunter talks about him and how Deion talks about him.
Mm-hmm.
He says this young man is the perfect student athlete.
4.0.
4.0, don't smoke nor drink.
Mm-hmm.
First one to practice, last to leave.
Go home to his fiance, gets in his onesies.
Yeah.
Study film for 10 hours a week and plays PlayStation.
Yeah. And you got to remember, we never had any bad reports on Deion when he played.
No, you never had. You right there, David. Through all of it, Deion, you don't have no madness about prime time.
No.
You don't have no madness about prime time.
No. Everybody's animosity was toward the way he acted. They wanted somebody to finally put him in his place because he was just so good.
Yeah.
And he was braggadocious. He was confident.
Flamboyant and arrogant. Yeah.
But if he looks like somebody else, it would be confidence instead of flamboyant and arrogance. We can't be confident because we, they're good. We're going to put another word on there. Boy, but what we do see is Deion has changed the landscape of football.
Yes, sir.
He is dominating in the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking the sales for the glasses that he's wearing now has went through the roof.
David, Colorado is the only team that every game has been on every flagship station this year.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about more than Alabama, more than Georgia, more than Texas. The only team that has been on every flagship station where the game starts at high noon or they'll take the game starting at 10 o'clock at night. That's the prime effect.
Yeah, and it's very seldom that we actually agree on everything. But, when you see the obvious, you have to state it.
Yeah.
Right before our eyes, Deion Sanders has made everyone a believer.
Man.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
You see him taking these tough teams, making them look like they're a D3 team. And these are tough teams. He dismantled a Utah team that had the best defense.
What? Number one defense, I'm talking about tough, rugged. I'm talking about tough and rugged.
And could have put more points on the board.
Could have put more points.
And now, Deion may be heading to a next chapter in his life because now what people are going to want to know is you going to stay around for an encore performance or are you going to choose, move on to your next chapter in your life like you did when you was over there at Jackson State when you told those people you was there for the long run, and as soon as a better deal came along, you was out.
That's why when he say, I don't never lie, I might withhold that. But I get it.
No, he didn't lie. He did the Scarface. Yeah. He tell the truth, even when he lies. That is the great Deion Sanders.
That's gangster.
But now we got trouble in Big D.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what's going on. Wow. We done have Dak Prescott is gone for the year, has season-ending surgery. We have Michael Parsons going off on the coach. It's so much going on. Nino, start us off. Tell us what's happening.
Like I say, Dak Prescott, what's that David had? Hamstring surgery?
Yeah, hamstring surgery.
Detached, so what? He had surgery, so he gone for the year. I think you was talking, you had a report saying he's going to be gone about 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Michael Parsons, he going at it because he said that, what's the coach? Mike McCarthy, he can go anywhere and everywhere. He don't really care because this is how the phrase came to me. He was sad because long-time mainstay players that have went through blood, sweat, and tears say like Zach Martin, it's a shame that they done played so hard and they'll never even get to an NFC championship game or something like that. But for us, he's saying about Mike McCarthy, he said Mike McCarthy can go kick rocks. And then that's when Rex Ryan, I believe on ESPN, came with his shot on
Mike McCarthy.
No, not on Mike McCarthy, on the cat out this section about the linebacker. What's the man that's playing my guy
who, Zach Martin?
No, the one that the linebacker I was talking about I just forgot it. What's the name of the linebacker? What's the name that played for the one that out, the pass rusher? Who I was talking about?
Boy from Penn State, you know.
Yeah, the one with the Penn State guy. But anyway, it'll come back. But anyway, so it came back that he said something about him, so he told Rex Ryan then. Michael Parsons, yes sir. I'm sorry, fans. Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons told Rex Ryan, hey, just mind your own business. And so why would you say that like that? But then again, something I have heard, I don't know if it's true, I have heard that Michael Parsons might even be talking about getting out of here too. Because remember, they haven't re-signed him, in which he want to go back home. He's a Pennsylvania guy, so he possibly want to go back home and team up with Saquon Barkley, who's a longtime friend, and get on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I'm not saying that's fact, and I'm not saying that was happening, but I have heard that possibly will happen and things like that. So it's a lot of things going on with the Dallas Cowboys. But David, one thing I was going to ask you too, since Dallas obviously years old with, and I know they're gonna play Cooper Rush. I mean, why y'all on this trial? Trey Lance just throw anything out there.
Well, that's a good question. But I want to piggyback on something you said about with Michael Parsons. Mm-hmm. If you watch the Cowboys games, these past games, especially when Michael Parsons was playing earlier, mm-hmm. the coach Mike McCarthy was taking him in and out of the games, so much so that the announcers noticed it and put the camera on there on Michael Parsons and was like, Michael Parsons is out of the game again. Michael Parsons, and granted, Michael Parsons was overrunning some plays or doing whatever, but this always happens, and it seemed like the teams were scheming better than the coaches were scheming for the Cowboys, mm-hmm. and was getting Michael Parsons out of position. Whatever it was, the coaches made it seem like it was Michael Parsons' fault and he wasn't following instructions, so they disciplined him by pulling him out of the game, and it was noticeable. And Michael Parsons was visibly upset on the sidelines. See, you got to watch this and read it between the lines. And so there was something brewing at that point. This man is in a contract year. He's the best player, arguably, at his position.
Yes.
And now we have this going on between him and the coach. You are taking your best player out of the game, putting someone in the game that's nowhere near his talent level.
You know what, David? You're right too, because even in Michael Parsons, when he was coming at Mike McCarthy, You know, and I know they have a new defensive coordinator in Mike Zimmer, but he'd even and I don't think they got, because I think they went from a 3-4 to a 4-3, and you would think he could have took a shot at Mike Zimmer because they're not getting, but he didn't even take it. It's obviously something with Mike McCarthy, because that right there just seemed to me what a clear shot was. And I know, but man, you have said it anyway. Mike McCarthy has lost his team, but lost the locker room and everything anyway. I mean, they just going through, they just really spinning their wheels, because I don't understand why he's not even gone. I just don't really understand why he's not gone.
Well, he lost the team years ago. He lost the team years ago, and you can see the animosity was brewing right there. It's been there since last year and the year before, and then you seen that. The reason why he didn't call out Mike Zimmer is because Mike McCarthy is over Mike Zimmer, and Mike McCarthy overrules Mike Zimmer on defensive plays also.
Yeah.
Jerry relinquished control to Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy is a mirror image of Jerry Jones by the way he thinks, his core beliefs, but his core beliefs do not bode well with trying to run the Dallas Cowboys and dealing with the players that you have. That type of approach does not work. That's why the Cowboys is in the position they're in now, because the leader at the top, Jerry, and the leader on the field, which is Mike McCarthy, is out of touch. They out of touch with their players. They don't treat the players with respect nor dignity, no matter what they may try to put out there as the united front. Anybody that see what's going on and watch the Cowboys closely could see that this was brewing for a long time. Mike McCarthy does not know how to talk to the players. Aaron Rodgers told us about that, and we saw it last year in the playoffs when he was in CeeDee Lamb's face. We see this in the NFL by these old-time coaches, like we saw the coach what's his name face over there at Denver last year when
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. When we got Russell
when he was
Wilson.
in Russell Wilson's face on national television.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You see, and when he tried the same thing with Bo Nix, it was a different outcome.
It was a different story.
But these authoritative coaches like Mike McCarthy feel free to belittle different players on TV. These players that have a family, have kids, they feel at ease just disrespecting them and thinking that's going to motivate them to give their all to you on the gridiron.
Yeah, so David, I have seen the Cowboys down, but I'm talking about, man, they are just getting whitewashed. I'm talking about, man, the game is over like 10 minutes in the first quarter.
Well, everybody done gave up. When you can tell when a team has quit on you. The team have quit on Mike McCarthy. There is a mutiny. There's a mutiny right there. And Jerry Jones needs to step in and do something, because it's going to get worse. Yeah. Nobody even want to watch the Cowboys right now.
No, sir.
The Cowboys have no offense.
I know them ratings are terrible.
They have no offense. CeeDee Lamb is getting killed. They only have one person to throw it to, nobody to run the ball, nobody to block. You don't have a quarterback now. Why would anybody want to watch the Cowboys right now?
And never try to sew up them problems and plug in them holes and fix it. No, they went into this year with a lot of holes, and no, they went into this year with a lot of, man, we don't have this, or what we gonna do, or how we can fix it. And again, Jerry, he just laid back, but I mean, man, that's a hot mess over there.
Well, it goes back to not playing your players in the preseason.
There you go.
Bringing back old washed up players. We saw Ezekiel Elliott washed up in New England, and you still brought him back. How crazy is that?
You still brought him.
You missed out on Derrick Henry. How crazy is that? You overpaid for 2 assets. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, when you didn't even have to pay for them yet.
No.
This is a big mess caused by Jerry Jones, and it's obvious. And it can't be fixed unless you make some bold moves. You know, and we heard you is in love with Bill Belichick. You know, we seen a lot of interviews with Bill Belichick out there. And I don't know if Jerry Jones think Bill Belichick still have something left. If you do, you're crazy.
No, they don't. No, you got to bring a spark to change this. You're gonna have to bring a spark to change it. I don't think Bill Belichick gonna be able to change it. You don't need no old dog. You need a new cat. You need a new Jack Cat, a spark or something. Because I don't see what Bill Belichick can do to change this.
Well, and then with the Cowboys strapped for cash now, Jerry done give up all the money to two people that you didn't have to give nothing to.
Yeah, that you could spread the wealth. Right.
You kidding me?
Right.
You let CeeDee Lamb after the playoff when he was dropping balls. He would have not been rewarded this year. Dak Prescott, after the way he played, he would not have been rewarded this year. Now, I'm all for people getting their money.
Yes.
But we're looking at it now like, okay, if I was a business person and you love to point out how smart you are in business and we don't know this or that, and yet even when you're proven wrong by all of the people, including the business people, saying you did a terrible job, you still want to stand on the fact that you think you were right and you were wrong. You were wrong. And we seeing Derrick Henry run wild.
What?
We seeing CeeDee Lamb can't do nothing right now. We see Dak Prescott. He laid down. He out for the rest of the year. You got
David, the Baltimore Ravens signed Derrick Henry 2 years for $16 million. You gonna tell me Jerry Jones can go in his deep pockets and squeeze out $2 million for 2 years for $16 million?
Well, Michael Parsons looking at it like this here. Don't try to come play hardball with me now. Don't even start that. You know, if you had your buddy trying to lowball me by making it look like I'm overrunning plays and got me looking stupid over here, you can forget about that. Because, see, that's some of the things they'll do. They'll intentionally make you look bad out there,
right? Just
so they can lowball you in contract negotiations. You know, so we hip to those type of tricks, and that's probably why Michael Parsons said that about Mike McCarthy, because Mike McCarthy is just that type of person you can't trust. And again, and I hate to keep harping on this, but when he and Jerry Jones put together Watermelon Gate that other year, when they went up to Minnesota, and he took all of those watermelons and had them them players bust them watermelons with sledgehammer.
And who was it? DeMarcus Lawrence, the one that sold out?
Sold out at the end and took the hammer and smashed the one at the end really good. When you did that, you know, you showed your true color, you and Jerry Jones.
And speaking on him, I'm hearing they gonna get this is probably his last rodeo. He gonna be out of it next year. They ain't gonna resign.
Who, Mike McCarthy?
No, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Oh yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence, he need to be out of there too.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence. I think I was hearing they gonna try to move him out next year. Well, you know he out for the year, basically. Like I think he hurt his his ankle or something. He's been out since that game they played earlier. They played on a Thursday night. But I think I heard from my people, or from my research from my people, that he's gonna be on the trading block. They gonna try to move him next year.
Yeah, might as well. They done got everything they can get out of him. They made a fool out of him up there when he busted watermelon. He gonna be known for that. You know, you're gonna be known for the person that was idiot. It's almost like the player for that team that beat Georgia the other week that stormed the field, and it was caught on tape while the other team was celebrating their victory. And one of the Georgia players was trying to get out the field. He was caught celebrating with the players. Just got caught up with the jumping up and down celebrating with the team that just had beat them. And it was caught on video.
Yeah, I had heard that because I remember somebody had elaborated on it, and they said, boy, if he came back to the locker room, he got the beating of his leg.
See, people get caught up in all kind of stupid stuff. See,
what made him do? Because I think the coaches had already went off on it. Man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
See, the Cowboys, they caught up just like this, man. I got to tell you. So, what I would think the best thing for the Cowboys to do at this point, instead of going backwards with an old coach that's out of touch, just like Mike McCarthy, you had DeMarcus Lawrence busting watermelon, not even knowing what he's doing it for. Just like the dummy celebrating over here. You know, what a dumbass, you know. Seriously. But again, when you have people paying you, you know, you are at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And a person shouldn't be able to abuse their power like that on something like that. And something like that helped him lose the locker room because those players, a lot of them, understood the meaning of something like that. Mm-hmm. So how could I go to war and give my life to you on the battlefield, on the football field, play while I'm hurt, and go the extra mile for you when you care, when you showed what you think about me?
So I'm saying really what my leader think of me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what the player said it without saying it. See, you can read into it if you understand what's going on. You have to be someone that can feel what they were feeling. And everybody can't unless you can walk in their shoes and walk in the skin. And if you in the skin, you understand what I mean. And some things that are not said are felt.
Right.
And that was felt. Even though no one uttered a word, it was felt. And Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones got the gratification out of that they wanted, to see people put in their place as they thought. But what they failed to realize, in the long run, you hurt your team because you let them know exactly what you think of them as players, men, human beings. So the Cowboys is in big disarray right now.
Big disarray.
Jerry Jones is out of touch. He's not that cool, nice guy owner everybody thinks he is. You know, just because you see him up there with Michael Irvin. You know, because it comes from the top down. And from the top down, it stinks. With Mike McCarthy at the helm, the longer he's there, the more it's going to be rotten. The man has lost the team, and he should be out immediately. And now, that brings us to what's going on in entertainment. What's the latest on Sean P. Diddy Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Brother Love, a.k.a. the man that's still in jail, a.k.a. the man that's begging to get out.
Yeah, Dave, you want to catch me. I know a little bit, but I know you've been on that hard, but you want to catch me up on that because I've seen a little bit, but I am interested in a little bit. I know one thing I think I was seeing, I'm going to let you get to it. I think they were saying they had moved him somewhere in the maximum security or something. They had moved him from the within the Metropolitan Detention Center, but they had moved him from one space to another or something like that.
Yeah, he got more looser restrictions now.
Right, that's what it is.
It was reports that he was housed with Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh.
Well, the rumors weren't true. They were in two different wings of the jail. The reports was true that he was in the same cell at one time with Sam Blanksmith, the cryptocurrency dealer that has been sentenced to 25 years for cryptocurrency fraud.
Oh.
One of the biggest in history.
Interesting.
And he was sentenced to 25 years. Now this is the most interesting thing about it. That he was sentenced to 25 years, so he has been found guilty and sentenced. Well, he's still allowed to be in that jail there while his appeal is going on.
Oh, okay.
So he has not been sent to the big house. So he's still there pending appeal, which is a good deal. You're not sent off to the big house.
Right.
So you right there, and he's in a pretty nice area of the jail. It's where he's at. It's not with all the hardened criminals and all of that. He basically can get different things he wants to eat. You know, contrary to what everybody says, you know, there are different rules for different people.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that special treatment or something?
Well, let me give you another special treatment. The guys from Abercrombie and Fitch, these are some rich white guys that got caught up with some similar charges to Puff Daddy, trafficking minors, flying them from here to there. And these are some of the rich people that have this clothing line, Abercrombie and Fitch. You can look it up.
Yeah,
well,
I've seen them.
They let those guys out on $10 million bail.
What?
Yeah, they out of jail fighting these same type of charges that Puff Daddy is. So everybody don't get treated the same, no matter what you say.
Willing to give him about $50 million.
Yeah, he wanted to give him $50 million and all of that. And, they want to put his case out front so everybody can, make him the poster boy for this when you have other folks doing it. But you won't have anybody defending Puff because of what these charges are. And nobody is willing to defend you because these are charges that nobody understand, and everybody disapproves of what you're being charged with. So it's hard to find a friend. He was caught on tape with his children talking to him on the phone, and he asked, have they heard from Jay? And they said, no, Jay ghosting you. We assuming he talking about Jay-Z because him and Jay-Z are close friends. They are seen on multiple videos all over the place, including at the freak-offs, and especially laying on a bed together when, and this picture's going around. They even have some pictures with him, J-Lo, Beyonce, and they got the body parts of their picture blurred out because they are naked.
Really?
Yes.
Well, Dave, what I heard today, I'm going to let you get back to it. I heard of now, King Combs was on Instagram showing better times with Puffy and everything, but the backlash is only from the people and the social media and everything is, why you are not mad at your father for the heinous crimes and the awful crimes that he commit. You act like y'all are blind to this. You trying to celebrate him and everything, but your daddy was something else. Your daddy committed great offensive crimes, and you on here trying to be on Instagram showing his greatest time, and the social media is not really liking that at all.
Well, all you have to do is think of why he would be doing that. And it's simple. He's complicit in the crime. Yeah, but
what? That might be true because that was said, and then they were saying, "Do it really fair?" But that was, I just didn't want to say it. Was a comment thrown at that like that. It was a comment said that, because he's in it with him.
Yeah. Well, we have reports that's coming out, and that these reports have been given to the grand jury and to people that's prosecuting that. Supposedly, this is on film, that the Combs sons was there with their daddy holding down Justin Bieber as the sons assaulted him.
All of them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even Quincy?
The kids did something to Justin Bieber. This is reports. This is reports coming out that they held Justin Bieber down and they did those things to him. And all you have to do is look up the reports that's coming out about this, and so that will make you understand why they are defending their dad, because they're just like the monster, possibly.
That makes sense. That do make sense. When you think about it, because why would you defend? Because you have to know that your dad is a monster. So that's why they was all so much on trying to gang up on Ray J and talking about, man, I'm mad at you because you going against the family and everything. Because I was seeing that little part too, how they wanted to corner Ray J, and I think was it Chris Brown or somebody saying, but I heard that actually they didn't try to confront Ray J several times. Yeah,
they tried to confront Ray J, and Ray J now is talking. Ray J is spilling the beans on some inside things that he know, and in order to do this, he's going to have to come clean on what he's doing. We have reports that Ray J is doing things also. Nicki Minaj says Ray J is secretly gay, trying to put on a front by being married and having all of these turmoils with different women. And it's, she says it's just a front.
It's just a cover up.
It's just a cover up. And Nicki Minaj, and I can remember, and a lot of things that make sense, that's coming back. I remember seeing pictures of Nicki Minaj and King Combs, Christian Combs, and I believe it was he had given some kind of way. Nicki was there for his 15th or 16th birthday party, and it had a picture of them in the back of a limo, and they was both stoned out of their mind, and this boy was underage.
What?
So yeah, he was underage, and well, and now a lot of this stuff will be coming out because a lot of these people were involved in doing a lot of these things. That's why it's hard for them to incriminate themselves. One of the latest things that it came out is a 14-year-old that was at a party that was laid on a table, hands tied and her legs tied.
Oh.
And she was like a giant fruit salad with food all over her, with strawberries, grapes, and everything. While the party goers were eating fruit off of her and drinking and being merry, she's laid there like a giant food salad.
So, David, these things have layers and layers and layers to
Layers and layers and layers. And you have eyewitness people talking about what's happening. The testimony on this is coming from a girl who was there who said she was drugged and she was assaulted. And she said even she fed off of the girl. She said that she ate a strawberry off of the young girl's breast. She's confirming that the girl at the time was only 13 or 14 years old. This girl, she was there. And we have big name celebrities are there eating this fruit and food off of this girl while this girl is upset and they say she's crying. Afterwards, they untie her and they Puff Daddy have her dance on stage for these party goers, the guests. And this is allegedly, but it is on some flash drives, and this is being reported by the young lady who was there. She says that they forced the young lady to get up there and dance. Puff Daddy did. The young lady said she had to use the restroom. I had to go to the bathroom. Puff would not let her go to the bathroom. So he made her dance. And as she was dancing up on stage, she did a number 2 on stage.
Defecated herself?
Yes, because she had to use the restroom and Puff Daddy would not let her go. And she did it on stage. It was such a gross, it grossed the party goers out so bad that one of the party goers stormed out of the party saying and screamed at Puff Daddy, "You don't respect no one." And I'm not gonna name that person, but you can look it up and see what person made that statement. And it's gonna shock you, because it's been reports that this person, who is more prominent than Puff Daddy, is at the party with no shirt on, with some boots on, involved with this young girl. A very prominent person, more prominent than Puff Daddy. So we can start connecting dots without putting names in, even though the name of the person that left the party screaming that you don't respect no one, his name is out there. This same person is at this party where this girl is a fruit salad. This very same prominent person. So you gotta understand and have your eyes wide open here and not be closed-minded to some people who we loved and respected could be some unsavory characters guilty of this, because think about it. If you are there witnessing this, you just as guilty as if you were doing something.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, David, so has Busby or have any more lawsuits? Because since I've been going through my little thing, I haven't been in touch. I'm getting back in touch with it, but have any more lawsuits still come out? Are the lawsuits still hitting the mainstream real fast? For a minute there, them lawsuits was coming in like hot presses. They was coming like this news wave, like every minute.
Well, it's still coming. He has 120 and more, and he said that he's been contacting them, telling them, hey, look, you can sell this or it's gonna get ugly. See, because he has so many of them, and Puff Daddy is quickly running out of money. Let's not forget that. That everybody, and Busby said that he's gonna try these each individual. It's not gonna be no big suit so we can split up money. Everybody going after what they can get. So
everybody's gonna get their personal bag.
Yes, That's why Tom Busby doing it like he is. It wouldn't serve him no purpose just to lay out the 120 names he has,
right.
and they still have more names out there.
Right.
So, and as the trial is approaching, the noose is getting tied around Puff Daddy's neck. You have people around him close now is flipping. I've heard that Kevin Hart, they have contacted Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is seen on videos, Puff Daddy telling him to go get some girls. Kevin Hart is on videos with some drinks. Kevin Hart's on video telling Puff Daddy different things that would lead a person to believe that he know more than he knows. We know Jamie Foxx called the FBI because he said that Puff Daddy tried to kill him. We know Jamie Foxx know a lot because Jamie Foxx was a lover of Puff Daddy and
Kim.
He was a fixture with them. They did a lot of threesomes together.
I know I have heard this, people, and don't get the confusion, and I heard this is solid real. Our new 47th president of the United States, Donald John Trump, he can't do nothing for Puff Daddy. So if y'all think that's gonna happen, that ain't happening.
And the reason why
that's
it can't
not happening.
No, because this is a hot button issue because you have Elon Musk talking bad about this dirty stuff Puff Daddy did. This is one of the main things where Puff Daddy has lost his support. All the people who supported him, that would support him, won't support him now because now they know he's untrustworthy. He was actually videotaping them. You know, that's a crime video on people without them knowing it.
Yes.
And he was doing that.
Yes.
That is an unforgivable act. All of his friends have turned on him, knowing that he was videotaping them. See, so Puff Daddy don't have any support now. That's why everybody's running from him because he's dirty. You can't even be trusted by your dirty friends. You know, and now he's all alone. The Feds has took the power that he had. That's why Homeland Security raided. They wanted to make sure they got their hands on this information. So if anybody is to do the blackmailing, it will be the government. So the government, what I'm hearing, went to Ben Affleck, is that who J. Lo was married to, and say, look at your wife here. You know, when she said that she didn't have nothing to do with this, look at what we got here. See, so he's out the door. He didn't know that she was like that. You know, reports say she was heavy in the voodoo. Puff Daddy get in the voodoo.
Affleck got away from her. I thought that came out right.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how the government do. Once they get something on you, once they take over. See, Puff Daddy, it was said that he was working for the government. And what happens when they don't want you anymore, they don't need you? Hey, they don't need you. You're only useful until you're not. And then Puff Daddy has worn out his usefulness. And they don't want to bring down Hollywood. Let's get this straight. From what I'm hearing is they don't want to bring down that prominent person we were talking about because that would hurt a lot of people.
Right.
They don't want to bring down Beyonce and Jay-Z because that would hurt a lot of people.
Too. Yeah, I have heard that. They're not going to mess with B&J.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
Yeah, because they actually is not doing the things as far as the trafficking. They may have been participants. And because of the fact that we have some participants that were very important and they were white, that we can't let them get burnt either. So they had to go in and get all that information so Puff Daddy couldn't try nothing. That's why he's locked in jail and can't get out. He can't even get to his information because now the information is in the hands of the government. He did say to his kids on the video, on a call that was recorded, to get rid of the pizza boxes and to burn the wrappers.
Yeah.
And he asked, was Jay, have you heard from Jay? And Jay was ghosting him. But at the end, he said that they're not going to get any money from him because I don't have any money in my name, and that I will have the last laugh.
So, David, he was doing the freak offs with his little old people around him, and also it was alleged that he was working with the government too.
Yeah, he's been
that dude. Hell, boy, I bet he couldn't sleep at night. This dude got all kind of.
Well, hold on. Let's everybody. We're gonna clear up something. Puff Daddy is not the only one that works for the government.
Right.
When you get so rich, you have a lot to offer the government. For instance, I don't know if y'all know of a person named Peter Thiel. He's a tech giant. He was one of the very first investors in Facebook. He's an openly gay man, but he's a fixture in Silicon Valley, a billionaire. And he's known in the circles. You can look him up. Well, Peter Thiel had access because of his vast network of communication type stuff that he's doing in different countries. You know, these big billionaires, you know, they have operations in all kind of other countries. Well, some kind of way, Peter Thiel, in his business endeavors, ran into this guy. There was a Russian of some kind, he was someone that the government needed to get close to. And Peter Thiel had the access. So the government brought Peter Thiel in and made him a spy. We need you to do this. Okay, so they'll do that to anybody. What happened to Puff? If they bring him in, we need you to do this. Look, you know, the government can do that to you, especially if you have technology the government can use. And they did that. So by bringing Puff Daddy in and flipping him and making him a CI, you know,
he's not the only one.
He's not the only one. So that's nothing. You know, how you think we get espionage and find out information? You know, we'll send a movie star. There's everybody watching his movies, and he can get close to somebody in another country because of his access. The U.S. will use him as an asset for the country, and they do that. You know, you don't think Bill Gates is an asset to the government? You know, because the government allows this to happen. Elon Musk, for instance. I don't want to get too far for this, but I want to just explain this.
Right.
Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, doing $200-300 billion, right? Could be brought down just like that. You know why? And he says it. You can just listen to some things he said. If the government take away the operating capital that they give him to operate Tesla and his companies, he would go bankrupt just like this. See, the central bankers run the show. That's why everybody got to go to the banks. Even though he got $200-something billion, he can't finance his companies. Not without the operating capital he gets from the banks. The line of credit he gets from the banks to keep his company operating. If he had to pour his own money into his company, he'd go bankrupt. That's why he said if the banks drop his credit line, he would go bankrupt. See, the government can bring down whoever they want. So you see these guys, they super rich, they this, they that. If the government choose, they can bring you down because the banks run the whole show. So no matter how rich you are, you're dealing with the banks. Rich folks don't spend their own money. That's how they make money. So Puff Daddy, it looks like it's going to be tough for Puff Daddy right now because he done lost all his friends. He double-crossed everybody, and everybody's out for blood.
Again, that trial, what, May the 5th?
May the 5th is the Puff Daddy's trial. Make sure y'all stay tuned. And we're going to end this on one of the other things. Our main man, LeBron James, is doing good right now.
Yeah.
They got off to a slow start, but they done picked it up. LeBron James is playing at the highest level we done seen him playing in years, Nino.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think he hit a game. I think he tied up. I think they won, but I know they was playing somebody tonight. I think they was playing, who they playing? Portland or somebody. But anyway, he hit the three-pointer to, I think, take the lead, and I think they eventually went on to win it. But yeah, LeBron has been playing at a high level. I think he hit 37 the other night. He hit 30-something. I think he had a couple triple-doubles. I mean, he's a freaking nature. LeBron James is LeBron James. He's still him. He's that guy.
But do that give him the right to put his son in the NBA when he don't deserve it?
That's what I was just finna get to. But now, how you gonna have your son doing part-time NBA and then doing part-time G League, but then he gets special privileges with the G League where he gets to stay in his own motel. He don't travel with the team. He gets to play. He don't even eat with them or whatever. It's still so much like so-called with the nepotism of it. I mean, because, and I have heard that a lot of the G Leagues are kind of have a little animosity about that because they thinking Bronny is not going through, have to go through what they going through to make it. They already think that just be point blank. Bronny shouldn't be there in the first place. But then again, he can be a part-time NBA player, and then he can be a part-time G League player?
Well, Nino, you hit the nail on the head. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there, and he know he shouldn't be there. And everybody know he shouldn't be there. He don't feel right being there.
I
You can see it.
I don't think so.
You can see it.
Yeah.
He is just so uncomfortable.
He is so out of pocket. He is just, yeah. I mean, I'm at the kid is nervous.
Yeah, and that's putting it mildly. And then, you know, with his daddy being at the high level he is, and he's trying to carry his son, it's not genuine. You know, LeBron, you would even speak out against this.
Yes.
What gives you the right to do this when this is a league where you earn everything you get, and you done put your son in there in a spot that someone else could have, and he's getting paid a good salary just so you can parade him around like a circus show.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what you turned him into, a circus act. Because when everybody get in, they like, oh, please make one. You know, instead of like, oh, this boy good. You know, like when we look at the pros, we ain't looking at no charity cases. You done turned your boy into a charity case.
Dave, wouldn't you say that word tonight? A hanger on or something?
Yeah,
like that?
hanger on. Yeah.
Kind of resemble what he is. And no disrespect to Bronny, because I love him. He's a great kid. But I'm just saying that's what it seemed like he, you know.
Well, kids need to stay in kids' place.
Right.
The NBA ain't for kids.
No, it's not.
And it ain't no league you supposed to put nobody in that don't deserve it.
But that's his daddy behind that.
Yeah, and see, LeBron, you setting yourself up for a big fall. You think these people love you and they don't. And you're going to see when it comes time for you to thinking you're going to get in on that Las Vegas franchise. See, that's all you eyeing. But that don't change the fact that in this type of league that you should not be trying to have your son on a team that he shouldn't be on. As a matter of fact, he's not supposed to be in the league. But where you made the biggest mistake, you tied his hands where he cannot even earn his way in. Because nobody respects him. Because they know he's not supposed to be there. You know, reports coming out that he was never supposed to be a McDonald's All-American. He was not a 5-star athlete. But you use your clout and your Nike connections to get him there. And you cannot hide him in the NBA. And that's what you're doing. Yeah, you playing at a high level right now. We see that. But there's no way your son is going to play at that high level. Everybody say, at best, he would be a rotational player, meaning a scrub. That's code word for scrub, a rotational player. You know, everybody don't get in the game. So if you ain't that 6 or 7 player, you're not playing. Nobody hardly ever played 9, 10 minutes. The Golden State Warriors are doing that now, but nobody does that. Your boy's an undersized 2-guard, where he should have been a 1, but he can't dribble good enough, and he don't have the moves as a point. So now you carrying your son around just for show, like they would do in a circus, and that's not fair to, you know, Bronny James.
That's not fair to that kid, man. That's not. I can't believe LeBron. And it had been said that you can compare this to Coach Prime, but you can't compare this to Coach Prime and Shadeur, because Shadeur is talented.
Shadeur
is talented.
He's talented, and Deion is done retired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
great point.
So
great point.
Know,
great point.
And we sure don't want to hear you holler about you gonna keep hanging on till your other son get in the league, because if Bronny James is in the league after this year, that shows that this league has no credibility. I'm David.
And I'm Nino.
Tune in again to another episode of the David and Nino's podcast.
Hey fans, I'm glad to be back. I love you and appreciate it. Remember, hit that like,